Tabela? Kilemulor, the only time Kincha Mioko, Kimoke wana these kids smiling and Leko ya Yesu Ikiwin. These are the only time I remember I share a tear. A tear of joy. The program director, Kratao Leboa, Oroza Mr. Miracle Ficalamorlingona, Kratao Leboa Apele, our visitors from Kolele Kausi, Horemo Ayakamshate, Sichavasa Solana, Cabo Para, Wapalavora, Bazwadi Baba Nava Solana, and Majaji Primary Schools, SGB, the second manager, Litimia. I've got special guests who are my suppliers when I started this journey. I've got JP Durant from ELB Equipment, who we met September last year when I was running around looking for my first unit with the ELB. I remember when I met JP, our discussions didn't last an hour. Actually, an hour was too much. I was looking for a crusher. Then he took me to his yard. Then I said, I want this crusher. He said, do you have money? Then our transaction with JP didn't take, after he showed me a crusher, it didn't take 30 minutes. The most special thing about it, that crusher was delivered, I think the time we're receiving our last born, Mapula, on the 13th of October. So when he called me that and sent me a picture, there's your unit. I was actually at the hospital that time. Then I've got Nwabisa from Ballowelt. Nwabisa, we met through one of a colleague when I was also looking into equipment to beef up our fleet when we're phasing out the study equipment so that we can acquire our own equipment. So with Nwabisa, our first engagement was on the 2 front-end loaders, which she never disappointed and delivered our first unit, I remember, also in December last year. Kemi Mowe, I want to pass this message, or I also got a word of encouragement from my fellow brothers from Moaselwane, Balur Libona, Bakono Zamazama, out there so that we can improve our village. They said they are very much encouraged by Merigolo, out of respect. But message, they are very much encouraged. I think as the community of Selwana, we should expect more from our fellow brothers. I think I'm telling you, give me more. Kemechi Latola Mavele Holdings. Give on Iloring, Banketi, Levampile Mo, Mavele Holdings. Kiawona Reto, Lidisa Kamata Mona. On Albat Valor, they're actually doing the action on the field. I've got my team here. If you look at the Kupela Lim Semazo, Pakono Lobona, Mavele Holding team. Kupala Telemazo. Yeah, Miracle actually re kgone to afforda bonyane be re kgone be fa mo setšhabeng a se menano ya ka fela go thusana le ba berekisane ka nna who are actually on the ground doing the actual work. With that being said, I think nako e tsamaile batho le ba tshwere ke ditala and ona le batho ba sa drive ya gola. I just want to quote two things. I remember on our first initiative, Go Malatji School, I want to repeat the very same words. Or we know we got the stage, sir, the primary school. Before primary school, we know we got early childhood development program. Then we go to primary. I think I'll reiterate that statement that Merekowa Matisher, especially at the primary school, our brothers and sisters, they've got a very huge responsibility. I'm repeating again. Because we sabana banyani, rabatuela le Matisher. And again, last year, I remember I said the responsibility of our teachers at the primary school is very big because these are the people that pick up the behavior of the child because they spend a lot of time with the child than the parent. But these people, they spend most of the time with your children, with your kids, whereby they can pick up or and all that. Before you, as a parent, you know or and again, and they need our support so that to prepare these kids to the next phase, high school. I heard the village performance as which that lead to my second point, the class of 1996. I've got my brother Silomo. I had to ask him or and support him because we're in the same class with the other guys. But we started from primary together. In 1985, Memma Chete, she was our teacher, sub A. Le Malatji, Kalan. I was in a class here, Malatji Kalan. We started from sub A in 1985, and we never flunked any course because we were motivating each other until we reached matric in 1996. That class, but the time we reached 1996, I remember Magikele was the highest performing school in Palawor. Lenganej if Gabama. Oh no, Anej. So, with that being said, I think I want to pass the message that the motivation as well we mustn't leave Meregoga or Fela to the teachers. The motivation must also come from within as a student. But right now we had a very healthy competition when we started sub A, whereby each and every time after class, fine, we had the challenges our upbringing, whereby Chinese colony, Sunday commune sometimes, Monday, then we end up having that special arrangement with the teachers. Or Tuesday, will come later to school. But as I had we'll make sure that we get the memo to continue to catch up more challenging more. So Sabutokwa Segnaga Sufitisha for Esma Wele Holdings, we saw the need Yaori, Rohono Tamo, Aye, Aselwan, to encourage Batulu Varina, mostly Batulu, Vanavati Kaijadi, and all that. What has touched me, I remember Kajedi Aga says Changan, Merum Khalak. She called me, I remember in 2020. Aren Nogo, may you please come and see me, Koskolo. So I had to honor the call. Kakawana Kajadi Kwa principal Merum Khalak. So she related the story to me, which was very touching. Or Norman, what you see here in this school is different from that time when you were at primary. Most of you, during your time when you were at primary, 90% you had both parents. But this time, these kids that you see here, 95% they got single parent and they can't afford a school uniform. With those words, I remember when driving back, we're still staying in Wheatbank. They kept on ringing in my mind. Or actually, there are things that we're not paying attention to. Just imagine 95% of the pupils in the school, they got single parents. Baba not necessarily they got single parents, but they are living with single parents. Papa maybe then is not part of the child. So one of is only the mother. Or mainly so I went to sit down with my wife, but I think this one is priority. And I want to pass this message. I remember I got many calls or, hey, no, what you are doing, you can benefit on tax and all that. I don't believe in that. Because if I do something so that I can gain on something, then to me, that was not a gift. So, orar awan yelagan. Majaji school and Silwana school, they are not public organization whereby they'll give you a certificate to go and claim back with the tax. So I'm giving this uniform out of the story that I related. I know how to go to school without a uniform. That pain gives us. So hence, I decided, let's encourage these kids so that they can have a bigger picture. Or with that hardship that they are facing, they can change their lives. So, we know we must start with the foundation, then we build up to the high school. With my team, then we invited our few suppliers, which is ELB and Bala World. JP Yemuna. I'm calling Yemuna. Gabas Palawara JP. I'm talking Palawara now. He wanted to come to see me. I told him I'll be having a function to hand over the school uniform. Then he asked me, Norman, what can I contribute towards your goal? Then I sat down with my team and the guys suggested, you know what? We know there's a gap at Magigele. Yeah, even though they were not part of Mabele's budget, let's give that task to JP. We don't want to push him that far. And he volunteered that, okay, Norman, I'll sponsor a classroom with the calculators. Maboksele Avanamok Adra from the company that we buy our equipment from ELB. Then we decided, Yeah, you can. ELB decided to give us, to sponsor that classroom. Then we found it very doable that you can sponsor the class of matric, maths and science, because that's where the calculators, you need them most. Then again, Balo World, they didn't confirm yet, and I don't want to bind them. Probably they want to do more. They want to do more. We don't know. They said, okay, Norman will come empty-handed to your function, but we'll work on through our budget and identify the gap. Then we'll come back when we are ready to go to come and give sponsor the school, either Magikelo or Malatji, or maybe 3 of these schools. We don't know. So, from my fellow brothers and sisters. So I think when we leave here, I believe these guys, they'll make it a point that we combine our heads and see how we can continue to plant this seed back into our village. So going forward, let's expect to, as long as we affiliate these opportunities, we will see most of the good things that are happening in order to uplift our education system in our respective villages. Palabra is big. I thought it will be important for us as Mabele Holdings to start at the village that I grew up, Aselwan. Of course, I believe in Mishumabrana Ayatonofella Moa Aselwana. Don't be surprised in future if Risanalama Tanyana. Okay, let's go and see what's happening. What can we do for Majenje or for Hamasek? Obvious, there's still a lot of gaps that need to be closed in this village, but I believe but about on education, where are we trying to get to? So when we move to another section next year, I believe you have done your bit for our village. If Mudimuru Tawari Filemata, there are no continue even on the other side. Level. Kita chao pela Sechangani Merum Khalaga le principal Malatji le